Andy, this is Seward.
Hey, Seward, what's going on this morning?
Well, I'm just going to let you know I'm recording this call right now. Okay, I'm recording it. The reason I am, I've sent you videos, I've sent you letters in the last couple of weeks. I think it's very unprofessional the way this tee box is being managed over here. I got up this morning and it was the tees for the silver were up left, which is a huge advantage for me. You understand as a professional, you must understand as a professional that we've got every demographic of golfer coming through here. From the beginner who's never touched the club to the old pros. And my lot is burdened. I've told you in videos, and I'm going to tell you right now, you've got those white stakes on my property line. I'm the out of bounds. There's no out of bounds between me and the cart. They can walk down my property line, and what happens, I got assaulted last year. I got a video of it. I'll send it to you, me being assaulted by one of your golfers. The reason I'm being assaulted and have people on my lot every day and golf balls on my lot every day is you've got some of the worst beginner golfers in the country here. Not only are they beginner golfers, but they are totally ignorant as far as protocol and golf etiquette. Okay? Now, two guys just went through the old group, the old guard, what I consider the men's group. They don't like that tee box up and left. They don't want to shoot over the lake. So every morning when they come up, and these guys just did it. I got up early this morning. I'm up before dawn every morning. Every morning I go out and I check where those tees are. And then I check the wind. All right, if the wind is right and the tees are in a thing, I'm going to be dodging golf balls all day. And you know it. You know it, Andy. You came from Arizona Traditions. I played that course. That's one of the shortest courses I ever played in my life. It's one of the shortest courses I ever played in my life. And now that same principle should be applied here on some of these tee boxes. I've had about 5,000 or 6,000 golf balls in my yard followed by people who walk onto my patio. And they're from the Midwest. You got people from the Midwest, and I'm sure these two golfers are probably from the Midwest. They want to grip and rip. They want the tee box on that back right corner so that they can run it down the cart path. I hear him talking all the time. If somebody asks somebody, how do we play this hole? The guy says, aim right. Anything left of the cart path and short's in the lake. But you can play the bank up there. If you want to play the bank shot, just aim for that guy's house up there. And you got all that play area. We can play right up to his property line. If you should shank one up there and like next to his property line, you're allowed to go up there and play it. Now, please, these two guys, whoever set up the course this morning, set it up to the left and up front, which exponentially is huge for me. That means everything right and short or right, a block, and everything, a slice, whatever. You understand? You understand the angles? You understand you're putting me right in the middle of the bell-shaped curve as far as errors and misses. And then when you take out a window or a solar panel, the first thing you say to me is, it was unintentional, it was an accident. And the police, when I call them, that's what they say. The first thing out of their mouth is, you realize this was an accident and it was unintentional.
Well, they are unintentional.
Well, no, it is intentional. If you know as a professional, if you've got a left to right wind on hole number 5 on a cold February morning, the wind's blowing 20 miles an hour, 25 miles an hour on the ground. Now, up in the air 100 feet, it's a lot faster, and you're putting a young gorilla back on that 5th tee, which hugs that house line, and if he's hitting a high fade all day, he doesn't realize it. He hit a high fade on number 1. He didn't see it. He hit a high fade on number 2. The wind was behind and knocked him down. He hit an iron on number 3. Number 4, he lets the big dog eat and hits a high fade. The wind knocks it down and he hits the drive of his life. He outdrives the corner. And do you think that guy's going to put the driver in the bag when he gets in number 5? For the first time in his all day long, he's got a huge 25-mile left to right wind, and he don't realize that he's hitting a high fade. And he crushes one. And I got a broken window. When I called you 2 years ago about my broken window, it's still there. It's still broken. I'm not going to replace it. I've been kicked out of the HOA. Every time I try to talk about track day, where track day should be for emergency vehicles, emergency medical, rescue, fire trucks, that's all should be used in track day. Okay? That tee box that the women's using right now is illegal. It doesn't have a birth certificate. I've got all the documentation on the plans, the hard plans, the blueprints for this neighborhood. That tee box isn't supposed to be there. Okay? They lowered my house 3 inches. That's why I'm kicked out of the HOA. Now I'm getting letters from everybody, and I have to put up with old codgers after the tee box has been set up by the grounds crew up and left. I have to worry about these guys an hour and a half after the course opens, taking that tees and moving them back to the corner before they hit. It just happened. Now I've been recording, taking video, a lot of video. Because I take videos because I've got people walking in my yard all day and hitting balls in my yard. Nobody seems to get it. If you're a true professional, Andy, be a professional. Be a professional, admit it. This place is a ghetto golf out here. It is. You're not taking the responsibility. Move those white stakes off my property line.
Your property line is bordering my property line.
That's right. So I'm going to set it.
Of what that line would be, Seward.
Well, the thing of it is, if you had decorum, if you had a little class, if you had a little decorum, if you had a little bit of sensibility, you understand. That guy's property is 40 feet away from the cart path. If we put those white stakes up on his property, granted it is our property, but we sort of have a responsibility to him and the golfers to give a buffer zone, a DMZ. Give me 15 feet to where when they walk past, I can't challenge.
15 feet, nor will I give any of the residents around the golf course another 15 feet on their property line.
Well,
If I were to do that, I all of a sudden am just submitting to you acreage, and that's not realistic. It's not at all.
All right, well, okay.
We're not in a position to be gifting 15 feet of space to every homeowner that lives around the golf course. That's unrealistic.
I'm not saying they can walk up to my property line. I'm just saying that once you cross the white stakes, you're out of bounds for the golf course. Why do you have to have... Why do you have to...
Your backyard is private property, and everybody stands behind you in defending what is yours, your private property.
Okay, well, how come if I sit out there and I'm playing my radio and I'm doing something on the corner, I have a right, if you're going to let people play their ball and walk up to my property line, and that's all playing area, even though they don't need it. I sent you a video. I told you about playing up in the woods in the Adirondack. That cart path, if you were in the Adirondacks playing a seasonal course that's 100 years old, that cart path would be all trees and shrubs. They wouldn't have the option of coming up on my property and playing it up there. When they got to the 6th hole, well, we're here in ghetto golf, where you set up you're setting up a golf course that penalizes everybody that lives here. Everybody that lives here, when I get a broken window because some young golfer decided that he was going to play the black tees, he's only hit the ball 200 yards or 175 yards once in his life, and he's back on the black tees and he hits 4 balls from back there. Andy, every time a golfer comes up to that back corner tee box and he hits 3 or 4 balls or 5 or 6, you sold one greens fee. So you made your $2 or $1.50 clear. and he took out one of my solar panels or one of my windows, and it's a constant thing. This isn't something that's an accident. This is day in, day out. Andy, you know it. You were in a group one day where the guy hit my house. I was working in the garage. I heard the ball hit my house. I came out to see if it damaged, and it was a guy that was in your group. He even apologized. Sorry for hitting your house. You witnessed it. This goes on day in and day out. There's no marshals. You can have somebody...
100% an accident. I was on the tee box with the guy. He didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, I just want...
Accidents might happen sometimes, Seward. There was no harm done. Nobody...
What if it broke my solar panel? What if it broke a window? What if it broke a window? What if I had a child? Okay, because you can play your golf course right up to my property line, then I'm going to put a picnic table out there on that property line, and that's going to be my little play area for my stereo, for my camera, for the children, and heaven forbid I have the children over the house. You know, Andy, day in and day out, you got gorillas, Jethros, morons getting back on that tee, and the first thing I see is when I got a moron teaching another moron how to swing a club.
Real quick, I've got some guests in here.
Well, I've got it recorded. I've got...
Calls coming in too from people I need to take care of. I don't mean to interrupt by any means.
Well, would you go and put the tee... Would you put the tee...
Incoming calls, and I do appreciate your understanding. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Have a good
Put the tee box back.